Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. To be steadfast and to have faith. These are two characteristics that not just Sikhs, but many religious people strive to possess. As a Sikh girl, I feel that I have yet to gain both of these characteristics. However, I do think it is possible to do so by following the path of Satwant Kaur, a young, courageous girl who was willing to lay down her life for Vaheguru Ji. Satwant Kaur was a Sikh who was kidnapped by Muslim invaders and went through a slew of events that tested her faith. Luckily, Satwant met Fatima, a kind Muslim woman who saw the goodness in Satwant. As the two grew closer, they also got closer to God. Fatima was able to recognize the power of prayer, and Satwant Kaur, though she already had a connection with God, was able to strengthen it. One example comes from the conversation the woman had regarding what a true Sikh should be and do. A true Sikh must have complete faith in the Guru's word, visit the Gurdwara daily, serve his Guru with his heart and soul, and treat all of God's children, Sikh or not, with love and sympathy. According to Satwant Kaur, these are what the Sikhs must live by. Not only does this relate to the people in Satwant's time, but it can be applied to our daily lives, especially the argument of having faith in the Guru's word. Today, many of us are doubtful in believing in the plan God has for us. In our lives, when a tragedy occurs, we are often unsure if God is on our side. But the truth is that we must leave our problems in the hands of Vaheguru, as he is the only one who can save us in the end. And though I'm only 13 years old, I too have experienced a time in which I doubted Vaheguru Ji. When my brother was 9 months old, his lymph nodes were infected. At such a young age, I was scared and noticed the danger placed in my brother's life. My heart was hopeless, and I was fearful that God was going to ignore my brother's pain and suffering. However, with God's grace and the continuous prayers of my family, my brother's infection was eradicated and his health was restored. Had I been told the story of Satwant Kaur at the time, I think my faith would have been much stronger. Take, for example, the beginning of Satwant's journey, when she is kidnapped. Even in such a perilous state, the young Sikh girl resists the depths of temptation and relies on her sole support, God. Despite the hunger she experiences and the luring piece of meat that lies in front of her, Satwant Kaur faithfully declines, as she is the daughter of a Sikh, a Singhni. As a result, God blesses Satwant with the opportunity of meeting Fatima and practicing her faith. This can easily be related to an important event that has occurred in my life. When I was about 10 years old, I tried out for a soccer team with my friend. While my friend made the team, I did not. When I was told this, I cried and I questioned my ability. Why not me, I thought. But my mom comforted me, telling me that God was going to open much more doors or opportunities for me. He had a better plan, she said. At the time, I thought lightly of these words. However, by trusting God, these words became truth when I was asked to join a higher, much more skilled team a few months later. Now, I have seen what faith meant to Satwant, but what is faith to me? To put it simply, faith is what makes up my life. Though many others may see faith as a choice, I see faith as a priority. Faith allows me to digest hard times and to see the glass as always half full. With faith, I place my trust in God's hands. I know that whatever He does for me is for the best. At this point in my life, faith, or my religion, is so important that I feel it is better to die than to not be able to practice it in peace, hence agreeing with Satwant Kaur. Religion, you see, is essentially a part of all humans and allows them to connect. Thankfully, we live in a nation today where our religion can be expressed in peace. But imagine if that beautiful right was taken away. Rather than practicing our religion in peace, we would have to do so with haste and pressure. So why do something? Why do something with no harmony, with no concord? Isn't it just better to die and practice our religion in heaven with God? I would now like to go on to answer the fourth question. In Vaheguru Singh's book, we are introduced to Saeed, the caregiver of Aga Khan. Saeed soon reveals the story of Hassan Khan, Aga Khan's father, who killed his mother. Instead of leaving Aga Khan, Saeed decides to dedicate her entire life to raising him and takes on a motherly figure to Aga Khan. When Aga Khan is told the story, he reacts with anger, of course, as he feels uncomfortable knowing he had been living with his mother's killer his entire life. From this story, however, I took away the concept of selflessness and humility. Sain did not have to spend the rest of her life with Aga Khan, but she chose to, knowing that God's children are to support and take care of each other, no matter what. Through reading this book, I was able to take away a large variety of messages, one of them being courage and loyalty. I realized that the only way Sikh Kaur succeeded was through her bravery and dedication to God. She never once betrayed Vaheguru and remained truthful to all those she met. With these lessons in mind, I aspire to be just like Sikh Kaur, to live fearlessly and honestly, and to lead by example. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.